here we are. We're live on YouTube now. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Turkish Philanthropy Fund's Voices of Partners. I am your host, Elmira Bayrasli, and I am excited to be here with a terrific, dynamic group of extremely bright young women from Turkey. And we're actually going to talk about an award that each of them have won. So this is a special edition of Voices of Partners. And we're really excited. We're going to round out our summer series with this session. So we'll run a little bit more, a little bit longer than usual. Since we have such interesting participants with us. So we're not talking about a particular organization that Turkish Philanthropy Funds works with, but we are going to be talking to the Sena Eken Schieber Economics Awards recipients. And we're going to hear a little bit more about what that is in just a moment. And I am excited. I'm trying to get my notes up here. I had all of this planned. Here we go. Okay. Okay. I have my notes. Okay, great. This is always interesting to do live. So the Sena, the award, the Sena, I forget what it's called here. The Sena Eken Schieber Economics Award is an award that is funded through Turkish Philanthropy Funds. It is named after a female economist, a Turkish economist, and it's really intended to award another woman who is interested in economics, studying economics in Turkey, to come to the United States and study at a university here in the United States. I'm coming to you from Midtown Manhattan, and we've got a group of women here who are coming to us in different places, and one is even on a bus in transit. And let me introduce you to them, and we can start a discussion. We are joined by Bihter Erbaş. Say hello, Bihter. Hello.
Hello. I was muted. That's fine. Hello.
Great. Where are you coming? Where are you coming in from? Where are you zooming in from?
I'm in Istanbul right now. I'm working from home. That's why I didn't have the chance to go on a holiday yet.
I know. Neither am I. I'm jealous of all the people who are in Turkey on holiday. Bihter graduated from Galatasaray University with a degree in economics, and she was the valedictorian of her graduating class. And she will be getting her Master's of Arts in Social Sciences at the University of Chicago, which is one of the best schools in any subject in the United States. She's most recently worked as a macroeconomic research associate at the Economic Policy Research Foundation, TEPAV, in Ankara. I'm sure a lot of our viewers know about that. At TEPAV, she gained research experience in the field of economics and public policy studies. And we're also joined by Serra Güllü. Serra. Hello, Serra. Where are you joining us from?
Hello. I'm at Tekirdağ right now. It's the next of Istanbul.
Oh, very nice. Okay.
Yes.
Great. Wonderful. So nice to have you here. Serra graduated from Sabancı University with a BA in economics, and she was a double major in international studies and a minor in finance. She will be getting her master's in analytical political economy at Duke University in North Carolina. I think those are the Devils, the Blue Devils. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Go Blue Devils. She currently works as a financial analyst at Coca-Cola in Istanbul. We're also joined by Müge Önder. Hi, Müge.
Hi.
Where are you zooming in from?
I'm in Ankara right now. I'm packing my stuff for United States.
Oh, okay, great, wonderful. So from the capital of Turkey.
Yeah.
Müge received her BS, Bachelor's in Science and Economics from Middle Eastern Technical University in Ankara. She will be getting her Master's of Arts in Economics at Boston University. She has worked as a student assistant supporting professors at METU twice, one term where she assisted in macroeconomic theory and another where she assisted with Introduction to Economics 2. And here is a fun fact. Muge is a music writer, so we'll hear a little bit more about that. Last but not least, Bengisu Kaynar joins us. She's on a bus going from one point to Mersin. Is that correct, Bengisu?
Yeah, from Antalya to Mersin right now.
Oh, very nice. That's where I want to be. Bengisu graduated from Boğaziçi University with a degree in economics, and she will be getting her Master's of Arts in Economics at the University of Columbia. At Columbia University here in New York City. Bengisu will have to meet up in New York City. She was a valedictorian in 2016. I love all of these women who are at the top of the class, and I'm not surprised. She was a valedictorian in 2016 of her high school, TED Kayseri College Foundation High School. And she currently works at the Republican People's Party, CHP Youth Party. She is the coordinator of the Economic Committee, where she conducts research regarding youth unemployment, the participation of women in the labor force, the informal economy, and the impacts of the current economic recession on youth. So welcome, ladies, and congratulations on receiving this very prestigious and very competitive award. We're excited to have you come to the United States. I'd love to kick off the discussion and ask you what inspired you to get into economics. So maybe we can go around. Bihter, maybe we can start with you.
Yeah, sure. Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So what inspired me to get into economics? Well, actually, when we got into high school, it was like the time of the global financial crisis. So everybody was talking about this mortgage crisis. And something was happening in the States, but we were all affected by this, like all the families. And for a 15-year-old high school student, it was all interesting. I mean, something is going on in the States and we are all affected and we are all talking about this. Plus the readings that we did in the literature classes in my high school, like they were all about inequality. And I was so drawn into this topic, like the inequality, the economic situation of countries and how some of them get rich, some of them cannot get rich. So that's why I wanted to major in economics at the university, and I graduated from Galatasaray University, and as you mentioned, as valedictorian. So that's how actually it was the high school experience that drew me into economics.
Great. Muge, what drove you to be interested in economics?
So I have always been interested in current and historical socio-political environment and things like that. So also, you know that we call some countries third world countries, some of them first world countries. And I didn't know why we call them. I mean, why some of them are taken in hand as first world, some of them are third world. So I wanted to get to know a little bit more about that and wanted to learn about the historical perspective of the current situation we observe right now. So that's why I thought economics would be a great field to understand these questions that have been puzzling my brain.
Great. Okay. Super interesting. That is actually a really interesting perspective and an interesting question to look at. Serra, what made you get interested in economics?
Well, I decided to study economics when I was in the high school. And in the second year of the high school, we had to make a decision in which area we would like to continue study. And at the time, I made my list. about which area is the most convenient for my future. And I understood that I didn't only like to engage in social sciences, but also I like math. And thus, economics actually, I thought, the best choice for me because it includes both at the same time. And then I got into one of the best universities in Turkey, Sabancı University, and I have graduated with the first ranking, and it was a source of pride for me because I was the first person actually in my family to attend the college, especially a small woman living in a small town. I don't know. Yeah, I'm really proud of, and I'm really happy to study economics, and I look forward to my
Great.
future.
Well, we're all proud of you too, and I bet your mother and your parents must be so proud of you. I think that's such a great accomplishment.
Yeah.
Bengisu, what made you get interested in economics?
Actually, I'm quite surprised that Sarah gave the answer that I was about to give, and I'm really happy that there are other people who were interested in economics with the same reason as I had back then. So exactly the same thing. I was a science math major, but I was unhappy with the idea of being a doctor or like an engineer, and I started to delve into the majors, what they're really about, and then I realized econ actually tries to understand the behavior of human through math, and that was exactly what I was looking for. Social sciences and mathematics, and that was the reason why I also chose economics.
That's great.
So it's quite a nice coincidence that we gave the same answers, but yeah.
Great. We need more women who are interested in science and math, and I think it's really terrific that all of you are interested in a similar topic. So we're here because you are all are recipients of the Sena Eken Schieber Economics Award. How did you hear about it? Bihter, maybe we can start with you.
I was going to ask if I could start. So ever since I decided to continue my education with graduate studies in the US, I started looking for the schools I would apply to, and also some scholarships, because it will be challenging for me to fund my expenses, all of the expenses. That's why I was looking for the schools that would be generous, as well as some external scholarships. And I looked up for people on LinkedIn, who got their major in Turkey and master's and PhD degree in the States. Through my research actually on Google and also professional network websites, I started to learn more about this scholarship. And I couldn't attend the webinar, but I watched the videos afterwards. And I knew about Sena Eken actually during my studies. I was taking a course. It was about the current issues in Turkish economy, and I was trying to find out a summary which would explain the transformation of the economics in Turkey after 2000, after the banking crisis in Turkey, which took place in 2001. And I saw Sena Eken Schieber's work on this. So it was also a coincidence for me. I used her work, and also I decided to apply to a scholarship, which is for her name. So that's how I heard about it, and how I learned more about this award.
Okay, I'm going to get back to kind of her as a role model. Sena, let me call on you. How did you hear about the award?
I have heard the Sena Eken Schieber Economics Award through actually dean of my faculty, Bihter Erbaş, in Sabancı University. She forwarded the application email to me, and when I see the announcement, I feel that I can be one of the awardees. And then I started to look for master programs in the United States. And I have met my program, my program director, Timur Kuran at the university. And he also suggested and mentioned about the award. And then I definitely decided to apply for it.
Great. Okay, good. Good for your dean. That's really good to know. Muge, how did you hear about it?
Actually, this is kind of funny, maybe. I saw it on Twitter somehow 2 years ago, I remember. And I saved it to my notes that maybe I will apply that when I graduate from METÜ. And last autumn, I guess, I thought that maybe I can be one of the awardees. I mean, why not? I should give it a try. And I actually didn't have a hope that I will somehow receive the award, but it happened.
Great. You should always have hope. You're a bright woman. Bengisu, how did you hear about the award?
Also through our our faculty in university, but I was in my third year in university. I remember the moment actually. I was just sitting in a couch in my friend's house, and then that mail was sent. I opened it and I saw it, and I couldn't believe my eyes, because I really didn't I know it's hard to find funding for especially masters in the US, and this scholarship was basically describing my quality so far, and I thought I would have a chance, and I waited for almost 1.5 years to apply, because it was when I was a junior, when I heard about it. So yeah, and here we are right now.
Great. So let's talk about the woman who the award is named after. Sena Eken was a Turkish-born economist, and she did a lot of work. And Bihter, you talked about how her work inspired you. Can you talk a little bit more about what that inspiration meant, and what role models like Sena Eken have for other women in Turkey?
So that work I was talking about, that work of Sena Eken Schieber, was actually about the macroeconomic situation of Turkey, and I'm interested in macroeconomics as well. And then I see a woman's name in a paper about macroeconomics. I always get excited, and I search for this person on Google, and I try to learn more about their background, what they work, what other areas they work in, etc. So when I saw that paper, that was a summary, actually. The first time that I encountered the work, it was a short summary. It was so exciting for me, because it was those questions, those areas were my topic of interest in the third grade of my studies. And Sena Eken actually inspires me in many ways through her work. Besides her work, as a successful female economist, she means hope to me, and I'm sure to many women who consider working in this area. Her successful career in international institutions like IMF, and then then Central Bank of Republic of Turkey, and then the other things, they are all inspiring for me, and I'm sure for my friends as well. And well, actually, this scholarship, through this scholarship, she means breaking the glass and the class ceiling to me, because women are not really represented in this area, but this scholarship actually gives us the opportunity to work in the area that we like, related to economics. And one last thing, she's an RC graduate, although it is now called Boğaziçi University. I'm also an RC graduate, but the high school, Robert College.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Although, well, actually, what we mean by Robert College back then is Boğaziçi University right now. They're actually same tradition. I mean, we share the same history. So through this scholarship, I feel like I represent not only my country, but also the school, Robert College. And well, I'm not from Boğaziçi University, but the Robert College community as a whole, like this
great.
tradition. Yeah.
Wonderful, good. Bengisu, I'm going to go to you. What does Sena Eken Schieber mean to you?
I'm from Boğaziçi University, so I have the same common feeling. I mean, it is kind of a reality of economics that women are not represented in the field, not only as being economists, but also when we see the theory, we see that it is a man-made area where we can't really see women much. For example, when it comes to labor, domestic, we can't, in the literature, they don't like, economists don't see domestic labor as a real labor, or we more like quite often see that woman, like the rational human being is actually the definition of white male, that like these kind of things. And Sena Eken Schieber definitely is an inspiration for me, because it is, as Bihter said, I think it will help us to break the ceiling above us, not in terms of only the class, but also in terms of the gender. So and I also am quite like inspired by her, because she was a successful economist in IMF, but then she also she consulted the central bank of Turkey. During this consultation, I realized I also want to, like, when I saw this, I thought I also want to go back to Turkey and work in Turkey using my skills that I will get through my education in the US. So like her life overall actually gives me the whole path that I can actually follow.
That's great. Okay, wonderful. Miguel, what does Sena Eken Schieber mean? What does she mean to you?
I mean, just like my friend said, she's an inspiring a woman for all of us. I mean, not only in the field of women in the field of economics, but for all women, because as we all know that we are oppressed both in the workplace and in our daily lives, and seeing a woman achieve those things is very inspiring. I mean, it gives me hope that we can all become a woman like her, and she's just so inspiring. I mean,
yeah, absolutely. That's great. Sara, your thoughts?
Yes. Actually, when I hear the name of the Sena Eken Schieber, I see an incredibly talented, successful person who shed light and happens in the world for many years and will continue shine. Who I will always be proud of and take a role model. And I hope to be I hope to be able to achieve a small part of what she accomplished and contributed to the world. And as a female economist, I hope to be able to contribute to developing countries like Turkey by researching and trying to find solutions. The side effects of globalization, the topic that I would like to learn about and work for my future. And I think she's a very incredible person, and she's a great she will be great role model for me for my future.
Great. So you just mentioned, I want to stay with you. You just mentioned that you want to make contributions to Turkey in a similar way that Sena Eken Schieber did. Can you be a little bit more specific? Can you tell us how do you see yourself making a difference as an economist?
Yes, actually, although most of the people tend to consider economics as all about money, actually economics is about making choices and weighting these choices. And as an economist, my passion is to understand what's the behind of these choices and decisions of people, and make explanations about people's preferences, tastes, behaviors, and happiness. Because in this way, I consider that I can help more people to make them happier, to eliminate their problem, and I don't know, satisfy from the life. And then I would like to focus on a specific area, globalization and its side effects, because I think it's really important topic for our futures, and also for the developing countries, because most of the people don't focus the side effects, negative effects of the globalization, but I think they are really important, and it's going to affect all the developing countries in a negative way, our near future.
Okay, great. That sounds like a really important contribution that you're going to be focusing in on. Muge, what are you hoping to contribute as an economist?
So in the field of economics, I mean, there's a classical point of view that we are all rational agents who wants to maximize their own benefit, etc. However, in real life, we see that we are influenced by many other things. I mean, things are not that theoretical. We are influenced by our family backgrounds, social norms, etc. So what I wanted to do is just to focus on this topic and conduct experiments on agents and understand the how they behave to different situations. I mean, for example, let's take in hand the wage gap. I mean, why do we see wage gap between different genders or people coming from different ethnicities? And this might be due to social norms, I mean. So seeing this and understanding this, can help us to solve these problems and help the society become a better place, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's so many issues. I mean, I think this is one of the reasons it's so important to have women in economics, because there's so many issues that impact women that go unstudied, that are overlooked when people are making plans, when they're making economic plans in countries or in cities and in states. And women definitely bring in an important perspective because of things like the wage gap. And making sure that things or female unemployment and all of those aspects of economics are covered. Bihter, what are you hoping to? How are you hoping to make a difference as an economist?
Well, I'll be a female economist with an emerging market point of view, and that's very important actually, because like gaining this emerging market point of view for any kind of topic in economics is important, because as Muge mentioned, in economics, we have all these hypotheses and assumptions, like all agents are rational, or in order to solve certain problems, we just, maybe they're not even realistic for some people, but we just come up with certain hypotheses and try to solve the problems or models. So, and some of these models might not work in the context of emerging markets like Turkey. For example, while working on my bachelor's thesis, which was about the inflation targeting regime in Turkey, throughout my research, I realized that certain outcomes might not be yielded in the context of emerging markets. If you take a model and apply it to the American economy, it will work. But if you try to apply it to Turkish economy, it will not work, because our economy depends on the US dollar, euro, etc. So you need to change those hypotheses or add something to it. So through my research, I'm planning to add that thing in order to explain how the result might change for the emerging markets. I'm planning to work on macroeconomics and with an emerging market point of view. As I said, like being a female economist from Turkey will definitely contribute to my research, as my background helps me to have that question in my mind all the time, even when I read something. Would that work in Turkey's context, for example? Plus, we will all get our degrees, graduate degrees in the States, which will be an invaluable experience for all of us. So I think we'll all make difference. All the awardees will make difference through the education that we'll get in the States.
Yes, and I can tell you, as somebody who lives in the United States, you will come to appreciate Turkish produce and Turkish food, because the produce in the United States is terrible. You will miss that. I'm telling you right now. Bengisu, you look like you're in the dark, but enlighten us. Tell us how you're going to make a difference as an economist.
Yeah, they turned off the light. Yeah, of course. I'm planning to contribute to the economics by specializing in growth and development. And as Bihter said, definitely there is all missing in that, like for example, developed country, the economists from developed countries, they applied certain theories which works very well in their countries, but when it comes to other countries like underdeveloped countries or developing countries, we see a lot of failures. And in order to fill these missing parts, actually we need economists that are coming from these countries, because they are the maybe the best people that can work in these areas, because they know that, because they were raised in that, like but whatever it is, like we see a lot of things, especially in development part. Like there are some economists that I really love who argue that if we need to make more improvement in development area, if we want certain countries, certain societies to develop more, we actually need people that are coming like from these societies, because we are the ones who really experience these currency crises, these developing country crises. And it will, I'm pretty sure it will make a difference, because we will be able to show empathy more, maybe integrate certain factors more efficiently. So I definitely believe that I'm quite determined that I will work in growth and development part, and I believe that I will be able to contribute to the area by using my um, the geography I was born.
Okay, I think you got cut off there, but we'll get you back into the mix. Now I know all of you ladies talked about how Sena Eken Schieber is an inspiration to all of you and what you want to contribute. But I have to say, I'm inspired by all of you, and I know a lot of people who will be watching this video, especially younger Turkish women, younger than yourselves. I'm pretty young too. Younger than yourselves will be watching this and be inspired by what all of you are doing. And so I'd love to talk a little bit separate from kind of economics, but talking about what advice would you give those younger Turkish women, whether it's about going into economics or pursuing another degree, whether it is law or medicine or another something else where they might feel a little hesitant to do it. But what advice would you give to either your younger self or to younger Turkish women? Bihter, maybe we can start with you.
Sure. Well, my suggestion would be to go for the thing that they would like. I mean, just go for it. Never give up and never lose the curiosity. It's really important to be curious. As I said, when I see a female economist name in a paper, especially in a macroeconomist paper, I always got curious about their background and their other work or their other papers. So I was always just searching about the articles, etc. So being curious about the topic that you really like is important. That's what advances you in the area that you want to specialize in, actually.
Great. So be curious. That's such a great bit of advice. Always be curious. Always be learning. Muge, what advice would you give?
I think I would say that try to have an interdisciplinary point of view and try to learn from everything, not only from your field and even your interests, because sometimes maybe you're reading a comic book and you see something, a dialogue maybe, and you can somehow relate that dialogue to your fields. I mean, so I would say also never give up on your interests. Don't think that it won't make money. It won't give me a job. Never have these kind of thoughts, because when you realize that somehow everything is related to each other, you can relate maybe a music album to an economical theory. I mean, these are all related to each other. So I would say that never give up on your interests. Keep going and have an interdisciplinary point of view.
I think that's a great bit of advice. I think a lot of people who are thinking about either economics or math or science only focus on that particular topic, and it's so important to, consider music. You are involved in music, or read literature, or maybe you write poetry, or maybe you paint, or you do yoga, or you do something else. And I think you're right that everything is very connected. Can I ask you a little bit about the music writing that you do?
Yeah, sure.
What is it? What is it that you do, and how did you get interested in it?
So actually, I've been collecting music albums since I was in middle school, and I try to learn and search about different genres and the backgrounds of the different music bands. And somehow a friend of mine wanted me to write in his music radio, and that's how I started to work as a music writer. I mean, that's my story, actually.
Did you play a musical instrument?
I used to play guitar, but right now I don't play anything, but I listen a lot, actually.
Oh, okay. I only listen to 1980s music, but that's what was popular when I was a kid. Sena, what advice would you give to younger Turkish women?
Yeah. Girls' suggestions are really great and wonderful. And I would like to add, I think the most important thing to be successful is to having a passion that what you are doing. And if you like, and if you have a passion, you can go deep and you can research more. And you want to learn more from these things, because you are going to like what you are doing, and your studies or your job or your work. And I think the most important thing, having a passion and going deep for the thing that you are going to do.
Yes, absolutely. I love that. Have a passion and go for it. Yeah, that's such a great bit of advice. Thank you. Bengisu, what advice would you give?
I think my advice would be to definitely find a role model, because things might not look always bright, might be hard. You might really don't like you might really not think that it will work it, but when you find role models, you see that these people also might have experienced similar hardship, but then at the end they follow the path. Maybe they follow different paths, but at the end they become those figures that inspire you. So that's how I started to economist when I was in high school. Uh, this is how I kept going during my bachelor's. So I would definitely suggest all the girls to find may vary from one field to another, but like that was what kept me alive. I would say so. Yeah.
Great. And I think one of the things that I'm going to draw a conclusion on, I think in the same way the four of you did, is to apply for things and take risks. I know that all of you applied for this award and you've all been awarded, and it's a very competitive award. I mean, I know that Turkish Philanthropy Funds received many applications, but if you don't apply for something, you'll never be able to have that opportunity. And so I think it's really important for particularly the young girls and the young women out there who are watching this and trying to figure out what you want to do in the future, is to take that risk, believe in yourself, and just go out there. And if you fail, take it as a lesson, because you learn something from the process of applying to something, and you try to figure out how can you improve on it the next time. I mean, I can run an hour seminar on all the things that I failed at. And it's through failure that we're actually able to get back up and become even better and stronger than we were before. Any last thoughts that any of you may have? I'm just gonna open the floor to everyone. Any last things that I may have overlooked that you wanted to share with Turkish Philanthropy Funds viewers?
Well, just apply for the scholarship next year, and as you said, just take risk and apply for the scholarship. It's amazing. If you get the scholarship. Great. It's invaluable, I mean.
I definitely agree with Bihter. Take the risk and go for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Good. Well, as my mother would say, mashallah, kızlar. We're also very proud of you. I think this is a testament that there are, I think, you, at least in the United States, we read about Turkey and sometimes it can, it can be very frustrating. But I think talking to all of you, I think there's proof that there is such potential and such talent and such hope in Turkey. From across a variety of different areas throughout Turkey. And that hope is coming from women, I think personally for me is so inspiring. And so I'm so happy that we got a chance to talk to one another. I wish all of you bol şanslar as you come to the United States. And we look forward to hearing about your experiences at the different schools that you're in while you're here in the United States. And I hope that we get another chance to actually have another conversation. And I know that in the future, I will be reading about each of you, and hopefully there will be awards in all of your names, and we can keep the effect going on. So thank you so much. It's been really such an honor, and I'm personally inspired. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great, and to our viewers, the TPF Voices of Partners, that concludes for our summer session. I want to wish all of you, next week I know is Kurban Bayram, so iyi bayramlar herkeslere. And we're going to be off for next month, and we'll be back in September. I may not be your host. I think this might be one of my last opportunities to be with Voices of Partners on a regular basis, but I will make guest appearances and come back. I hope that you will continue to follow Turkish philanthropy funds and all of the work that they do. As you can see, we talk to a lot of organizations that are working on education, on crisis response, on women's empowerment. And I think as we've heard in the last 45 minutes from these 4 amazingly talented and bright young women, supporting future leaders and future thought thinkers and thought leaders of Turkey. So please follow the work on that Turkish Philanthropy Funds does, and we'll see you back here in September. Take care.